Like to call the meeting to order. Moved by Councillor Rolla, seconded by Councillor Kotick. Resolved that the regular meeting commence at the hour of 7 p.m. Be it further resolved that council acknowledges that we are meeting in the Robinson Spirit Treaty area on lands that have been traditionally used by several Indigenous nations, but we would like to pay special recognition to our closest Indigenous neighbors, the community Pictigon Nishnabek and Nemizigamik Nishnabek First Nations. We wish to recognize the long history of the First Nations and Métis people in our region, specifically, and show respect to them today. All in favor? Carried. Any additions or deletions to the agenda? No. Disclosure of pecuniary interest or general nature thereof? Seeing none. Approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Kotick, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Resolved that the agenda be approved as circulated. All in favor? Carried. Delegations presentations, no. Adoption of the minutes. Moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Rolla. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held February 11th, 2026 are adopted as circulated. All in favor? Carried. Petitions, correspondence. Moved by Councillor Rolla, seconded by Councillor Kotick. Resolved that correspondence item 08-01 be received and filed. All in favor? Carried. Purple update. Okay, I just want to bring to everyone's attention that I guess it's been almost 2 years now that we said that we would name the Manitouwadge Arena, the Manrock Arena, and also the auditorium as the Barrick Auditorium, thanks to their generosity towards the renovations at the rec complex. Okay, so thank you again for that. And there are plaques now when you enter the arena and when you enter the auditorium that states that. They're beautiful plaques. So just want to bring that to everyone's attention. Okay.
Thank you, through the chair. Just a couple of updates. Community services will be having a couple of events this weekend at the clubhouse. Friday night will be campfire comedy night, starting at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7. Tickets can be bought in advance for $10 at the township office and $15 at the door. Saturday night at 7 p.m. is going to be trivia night. The following weekend on March 7th, Community Services is teaming up with Northern Trail Ski Club for a brunch and ski day at the clubhouse. So please look in the Boreal and find out more details for these events and other events that are happening.
Yeah, thank you. Over to business. Moved by Councillor Kotick, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Resolved that council is in receipt of administration report PR 2026-01 submitted by Aaron McGregor, treasurer, regarding the asset management plan project pre-budget approval.
Welcome, Mr. Chair. So before you is a report recommending that we enter into a new project with PSD Citywide. PSD Citywide is the provider of our asset management software and a asset management consultant that we engaged with for preparation of our current asset management plan. As I outlined in the report, there are requirements under Ontario Regulation 588 that we have multiple, there are multiple rounds of required criteria. First round was core infrastructure, and now municipalities are required to have an asset management plan for all assets. The biggest addition is facilities. So we're looking to complete that project, prepare a asset management plan in close consultation with council and the public. And such an asset management plan will drive long-term budget decisions and level of service decisions. If any members of council have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions?
Through the chair, so this, when you say buildings, like you're talking about pretty much every building that township owns, like the rec center. Like public works, this building, that sort of thing?
Essentially, yes. So it's looking at what level of service we offer and what how our facilities tie into the services that we offer, and having a plan to maintain or either maintain, decrease, increase, whatever plan is over the long term with respect to those facilities. So making sure that there are plans to maintain them long term, life cycle activities. So assets have a defined life cycle, and at end of life, either major remediation or replacements need to happen. So it's about that kind of very long term planning to make sure that, you know, in 10, 20, 50 years, what do we want Manitowoc to look like as far as what we're offering? And like I said, that includes buildings as well as core infrastructure such as roads, water and sewer infrastructure, that sort of, that would be core, and then non-core facilities are considered non-core, but they are all required to be in an asset management plan. So we're looking to ensure that we're in compliance, and more so, it's more about long-term planning, right? Making sure that we have a direction as far as sustainability of these levels of service and how our assets relate to that. I feel like that was maybe a little long-winded. Did I answer your question?
You did. I have another one. Now I forgot what it was. How often does this have to be reassessed? Because obviously assets change, things go into like not usability or whatever.
That's a good question that I'm not sure that I can answer off the top of my head. I can get back to you on that. I would, so I guess I'm not sure whether the regulation specifies a fixed amount of time to revisit such plans. However, it would behoove us to revisit them, of course, because as you said, circumstances change, levels of service change, resources available change.
Yeah, like every 5 years or so, something like that, just a reassessment of what's going on.
Right.
Through the chair, I also have another question, but I think it would probably go to Jolene, the CAO. Would something like this aid in like a future strategic plan?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Good for the easy one.
Through the chair, thought I saw somewhere it's a 10-year plan.
Yes, so 10-year forecasting is, I believe, one of the requirements under the regulation. But there would be, it wouldn't only be a 10-year plan, it would also look further than that. We'd probably be looking more along the line of, say, 50 years, but there will be different, it'll be a comprehensive engagement and a comprehensive plan. We'll probably have schedules that are a forecast of 5, 10, 20, 50 years, that sort of thing. It will be, I believe our current asset management plan is 50, 60, 80 pages, somewhere in that range. So there is a lot of, there's a lot of data, a lot of analysis that goes into it, because of course we want to make sure that we get the information right. Because if we underestimate the resources it takes to maintain our level of service, then we can be in a position where we're looking at higher tax increases than we want. If we overestimate, then we could be overtaxing. So it's important that we get the estimates right, and there is a lot that goes into the plan.
Any other questions? Okay, well. So, looks good. Okay. Okay, and further that council provides pre-budget approval for the proposed asset management plan engagement with PSD citywide to be included in the 2026 municipal operating budget. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Rolla. Resolved that council is in receipt of administration report admin 2026-05 submitted by Jolene Keough, CAO/clerk regarding voting method for the 2026 municipal election.
Thank you. Through the chair, as outlined in the report before you, we're required to pass a bylaw by May 1st, should council choose an alternate method of voting. Last election in 2022, we did a method via internet voting and telephone voting. We had huge success with that. We ended up increasing our percent of voting by 5.08%, which I think was very successful. We had a lot of great feedback in that process. I think with the telephone, it was a little bit difficult because we had such a huge lineup of candidates that by the time somebody got down to the bottom of the list, say number 9, they couldn't remember who 1 and 2 were on the list. So a lot of municipalities are moving away from telephone and going with internet voting only. We had a voter help center that was open for 10-day advance voting, and we had different devices available for everybody's comfort level. Staff worked out of the council chambers for the duration of that time, so we didn't have to hire any additional poll workers for that. And so we're bringing this forward to council for council's consideration. Yeah, questions?
Questions?
I mean, for the internet, if the phone doesn't work, then don't do it, if it's problems. So,
That's me. Through the chair, so for the phone part of it, like, it does say that some people were having issues, for the reason you stated, but. Like, was it a lot of issues? Like, did those people just end up coming down here?
They did, yes, and that's the feedback that we received was from the people that decided to come to the voter help center to get assistance rather than they were having a little bit of difficulty with the telephone method. And so they would attend to the voter help center, and that's how we found out that some people were having an issue.
And the voter help center, it was up and it said to be open for 10 days.
10
So
days.
People could come in anytime during that.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Monday to Thursday, we were open from 10 till 4 p.m. Fridays, we were open from 10 till 2. And then, of course, on voting day, we're open, I believe it's from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
We also attended the long-term healthcare wing at the hospital to allow for voting to happen at their facility as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and so if using this method, people can vote from anywhere. Paper ballot method, people have to actually be in town on the day of advanced voting and for election day.
Any other questions? Okay, so are you recommending that we not do the phone and internet only?
Correct.
Okay. I like that idea. Yeah.
Is it? I'm looking at the numbers. Is there much of a price difference if it's only internet? Versus internet and telephone, or is it the same price regardless?
It's the same price
Okay.
regardless, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, if it was an issue, it's more accessible for people to, and the 10 days, that's a big deal. Cause people's work schedules, sometimes you can't get, or you're out of town, what have you. No, I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah, people were very thankful for the period of
Yeah,
time.
that's-
Oh, yeah, I mean, you don't want someone making a phone call, getting frustrated on the phone and then coming and taking their frustration out at the voter help center or something, right?
Either that or,
You know, they
Not
have
voting
to,
at all.
or decide not to vote.
or not to vote, right? Sometimes it's more of a hindrance than a help.
And actually, if I may, just as an additional side note, I did want to share a comment that was made after somebody had voted. It was a senior member of the community who went and made a Facebook post after they voted in the 2022 election. And I quote, they said, "Just a little post about online voting, just did it. Easiest voting experience ever. If I can do it with my limited knowledge of computers at 81 years of age, so can everyone else." So we had a lot of great feedback. Yeah,
That's
so I just
So
wanted
there.
to share that because I thought that was great.
Perfect, okay. Okay, and further that council authorizes alternate methods of voting for the 2026 and future municipal and school board elections. And further that a bylaw authorizing alternate methods of voting be brought forward at the next council meeting. And further that council authorizes entering into an agreement with Comitia to provide internet voting. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Bylaws. Moved by Councillor Cottick, second by Councillor Hudson. Being a bylaw to appoint an executive assistant / deputy clerk be read a first and second time. And furthermore, be read a third time, passed and numbered as bylaw number 2026-07. All in favor? Carried.
Congratulations.
And congratulations, it's official. Okay, any motions or no motions? No closed session, business. Bylaws, confirmation to our. Moved by Councillor Rolla, second by Councillor Hudson, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Township of Manitowoc at its regular meeting held on Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, be read a first and second time. And furthermore, be read a third time, passed and numbered as bylaw number 2026-08. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Councillor Hudson, second by Councillor Cottick, resolved that the regular meeting adjourn at the hour of 7:16. All in favor? Carried.